6th. I would like for everyone to be welcomed at the Black History Community event. I would like for my fellow 5th graders to stand up as we say the paradigm chant. I am in charge of my own learning. I am a leader. And change starts with me. Thank you.
And I'm the president of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program, and I'm joined here today. With
Kenise Crosby, Sergeant at Arms of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program. And welcome to our Black History Month event.
To start today off, I would like to first introduce Miss Cherry Roberts, the principal of PS78.
Thank you, MC. Thank you, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Awesome job. Welcome, my distinguished guests. Welcome to PS78. I am the principal of PS78. My name is Ms. Roberts. Before I continue, however, I would like to invite my APs with me. We have AP Buckle, AP A. Williams, and AP S. Williams. They are my APs, and I cannot do this by myself. This is not a one-man show, as you know that. So AP Buckles, please say a few words, then A. Williams, then S.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Ms. Buckles.
I am delighted to have have you all here to welcome our distinguished guests to PS 78. As Ms. Roberts said, I am Mrs. Buckle. I've been in this building for about 24 years. And clearly I love what I do because I'm still here. Carry on with the program. We wish you well. Happy to celebrate Black History Month with all of you. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you. Welcome to PS 78. We are so very delighted to have all of you here with us this morning, celebrating Black History Month, a very important occasion. I've not been here as long as Mrs. Buckle, but just about 20 years coming this September. So sit back, enjoy the program. Once again, we're so delighted to have each and every one of you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
I am so delighted to see everyone here, and thank you to all of our visitors, our guests, and our honorees that are joining us this morning for our Black History Month presentation. It is such an honor to be here with all of you. I see greatness sitting in front of me. Thank you so much, and I know that this is going to be a wonderful event.
Thank you, my supervisors. Again, Ms. Roberts here, and I think I topped everyone. I've been in this building for over 28 years. Yeah, I know, it doesn't seem like that, not at all, no. But I have climbed up the ladder. Classroom teacher, AIS teacher, AP, literacy coach, and now I'm the head, right? So, as my AP said, welcome. And just to give you a little background, this is a school that develops leaders. We build leaders. We mold leaders. A school that develops critical thinkers as well and problem solvers. A place where we nurture our students and make sure they are exceeding the academic standards and their personal growth. I have been with Mr. King for over many years. I will go back in my memory bank. I remember when we didn't have computers in the classroom like now. And Mr. King, I don't know if you remember, you donated an entire class set of computers to get our computer lab in operation. We didn't have it. Thank you for that. And my teachers can attest to this. We started having maybe about 2 or 3 or 4 computers in each class. Do you remember that, Ms. Rizzi? And now we have full class sets and computers for everyone at home. We have come a long way. So thank you for your long-standing partnership. Also, we have been sending students. Ms. Rizzi is one of them. Ms. Vasquez is one of them to Mr. King's event. So I am so delighted that they're here with us at PS 78. So I wish you a very good program, and I will be here with you until the end. Thank you.
Let's give Ms. Roberts another round of applause.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson, for that wonderful speech. But I would like to present our even more wonderful PS 78 dancers.
That's why I live my head with pride.
We would now like to introduce Mr. King and Miss Neva Schillingford King.
Ladies, people stay on stage. Stay on stage. It's all right. Stay on stage. Well, good morning to all. And shalom, shalom. And we want to welcome everyone again to our celebrating our history event at public school in Hutchinson 78. Let's give it up to everybody from 78. For those of you who have had not the pleasure to meet, I'm Andy King. This is Miss Neva Schillingford King, my darling wife. We are the co-founders of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program, which started 20 years ago, and actually we're in our 21st year doing what we can to help educate, develop, and inspire the next generation of leaders to be the best adults they can be. And we're so thankful for the Most High in Christ for allowing us the longevity to continue to do the work here in the Boogie Down Bronx. To all those little souls in PS 78, just want to let you know you're great. And I'm glad to be a part of this school, because when I was your size, I went to this school too. So I understand. I didn't realize the cheers were this small though. You walk back into school, like, everything's so little. But God is good. And I want to thank all these beautiful dancers and all the singers that are up here. And they got to give a shout out to the ladies who made it work along with these talented souls too. Miss Gonzalez, I want to say thank you. Miss Booker, Miss Mendez, Miss Unick, all of you, each and every day, but to all the educators who spend their time and give their energy, because it's a special soul that can walk in and help with all this energy that's in the building each and every day to help these young people get it right on the course of life. So to all the educators in public school 78, which are super great, let's give them a hand as well. But enough of what yesterday was, but we're going to talk about today and yesterday. So these young people, I know somebody told me y'all had to go back to learn some ABCs and some algebra and all that good stuff. Is that true? They said no. All right, they're going to stick around because we got some pizza for you anyway. Oh, hold up. But we just want to take a moment in time, because when we talk about celebrating our history, for a lot of folks, they talk about, and no disrespect to anybody who's done the good work, and the names that always jump out in February, whether it's Harriet Tubman or Martin Luther King or Medgar Evers, or, there are so many that we constantly hear, the Rosa Parks, who've done wonderful work. But at the end of the day, it's the folks who are in our homes that we should be applauding, our grandfathers, our grandmothers, our aunts, our uncles, our moms and dads, those who provide a way for us each and every day. And understanding the world 100 years ago, 200 years ago, that the black family was the strength of the black family, and it was the strength of a neighborhood and a community. And this is what today's all about. When we start talking about celebrating our history, first we need to understand our origins and who we truly are. We come in different sizes and different shades. But if you don't understand what day one is, you'll never know how to get to tomorrow. Like I said, if you don't take care of today, you won't get to tomorrow. So as we know, there's a lot of books out there. Reading the many books, there is no end. But in order to find some truth, let me ask the kids and ask you, do y'all know the #1 selling book in the world? Anybody know the #1 selling book in the world? You got it right. Let's give a hand to him. That's the #1 selling book in the world. So if that's the #1 selling book in the world, obviously there got to be some real good, truthful information in there that everyone is purchasing it. So I ask you all right now, my wife and I, we're going to take a seat. We're going to ask all the young people to find a seat as well. We want to bring up to the stage to have a conversation about who we truly are via the world, and through Scripture. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all, welcome to the stage, my brothers from the Israel United in Christ, to talk about who are we? Let's put our hands together for the brethren.
Hello. How y'all feeling? All praises to the Most High. My name is Tobiah. I'm here on behalf of Israel United in Christ. And I'm glad to be here to celebrate Black History Month. Give a round of applause for yourself, everyone. Thank you, Mr. King. It's always a pleasure working with you. All right? So what we do, we go throughout the education system, the schools throughout New York, throughout America, and we teach our young people self-esteem, self-confidence by teaching them their history in the Bible. All right? So, I want to say shout out to the principal, Miss Roberts. Shout out, give her a round of applause, and the whole staff. And to all you parents that doing the hard work to raise and educate your children, give your parents a round of applause as well. Come on. This is Black History Month, and we celebrating. Why am I keep looking back there? We celebrating Black history. So I'm going to open up with the book of Solomon. Now, we been taught a lot of great people in history like Malcolm X. Matter of fact, I want to interact with the kids. I want one of y'all to tell me of someone great in our history. There you go, stand up. Stand up. Speak loud. Oh, wow, he got to the point. I want you to say that on the mic.
Jesus.
Very good. Give him a round of applause. I thought he would have said Malcolm X or Martin Luther, which is great men that done a lot for us in history. That's why we could come to school and get an education like these wonderful people in the front here and get a job and take care of our families. But he got to the point. He said Jesus Christ, one of the great, not one of, the greatest man in our history. I said the greatest man of our history. I said our history. Everybody looking at me like, what do you mean the greatest man of our history? Drop Solomon. We're going to get Jesus Christ in the Bible. The book of Revelations chapter 1 verse 14 shows you Jesus' nationality. Jesus Christ was from the tribe of Judah. Back then, you would not find the name Black American. He was called Judah. All right, brothers and sisters, you would not find Black American in the Bible. What you're going to find is Judah. All right? So read verse 1 first.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revealing of what Jesus Christ looks like. Jump to verse 3.
Verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth.
So the Bible said, blessed is he that readeth. So if you want to know what Jesus Christ looks like, what you must do? Very good. You must read it. Read it. So get to the point in verse 14. Come on.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs.
So we reading about Jesus Christ, hair on his head and the hairs on his face. Read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
I want all of you to feel the hair on your head. Woolly hair. Now this goes for Hispanic people as well. Why are we reading about the description of Jesus Christ? Because we want all you young men and young girls to be proud of your nationality. Be proud of your own hair. Love yourself. We celebrating Black History Month, correct? So it's saying that Jesus Christ here is woolly. Right here, young man, stand up. Right here, yes. Well, both of y'all stand up. Two of y'all stand up. Look at that hair. That's the hair of wool that we're seeing right here. All right, read on.
As white as snow.
Jump down to the
verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
So brass burned in a furnace is different, is dark. So this goes for the blacks and Hispanic people, right? It's saying that Jesus Christ is dark-skinned and he has woolly hair. Give Jesus Christ a round of applause for that. This is good news. For us to learn this, it's something to be very proud of. This, when you hear this, you're supposed to be happy to know that this is what Jesus Christ looked like. He looked like me, right? So give me King Solomon. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I'm not going to be long-winded. I'm just going through only couple of the scriptures showing you that the greatest men ever walk in this history is just like you. So you could know that you are great and you could be anything that you want to be in Christ. Y'all understand? Come on.
This is the book of Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5.
So this is King Solomon. He was the wisest man on the planet. He understood everything. Science, astrology, he was so smart. God gave him wisdom. Read on.
I am black.
What did King Solomon say?
I am black.
What did King Solomon say?
I am black.
I want to hear the young children say it. What did King Solomon say? Read on.
But comely.
That means beautiful. He's saying, I'm black and beautiful and I'm proud. So you blacks and Hispanic brothers and sisters, you have to be proud of your race, proud of your people, because you have great forefathers. You have a great history in this Bible. All right? Give me one more. You know which one I want? Jeremiah 14 and 2. All right? So when you learn this, you're going to understand that, guess what? You're going to have self-value, self-confidence. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't be a doctor. You can't be a lawyer. You could be anything that you set your mind to because you have great forefathers. All right? Come on.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
So Jew comes from the word Judah. All right?
They are black unto the ground.
So the Bible said the Jews are black unto the ground. That's the nationality that Christ come from. Before they call them black Americans, they were called Jews. The Jews are black unto the ground. All right? And you guys, in the Bible, that's your nationality. That's your nationality in the Bible. You are God's chosen people. One more scripture before I close it out, Deuteronomy 33 and 29. This is it. All right, so this is God's message to y'all. Read it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 29. Happy art thou, O Israel.
Happy art thou, O Israel. God is saying we should be happy, even though we not rich like everybody else. God said that we got to be happy. Why?
Who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord?
Because God is going to save us. God love us. No matter what we go through, God love us. Right? Come on.
The shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellence?
So that's the point. God is your strength, brothers and sisters. So we must learn about our history in the Bible and apply the commandments to our lives so God could bless us. All right? That would be my time. All right? Thank you very much.
Okay, so we'd like to ask a question to all of you. What does Black History Month mean to you? What does Black History Month mean to you? Anyone? That's a good answer.
Black History Month means that all the black people can be free. They have freedom now.
So good answer.
Black History Month means to me is that I come around with everyone to celebrate all the past black people, black Americans that have set the other slaves free and have did all these amazing things to help you and me be together.
That was excellent. Okay, who else? You. Okay. That was amazing. Okay, give it up for everybody that had answered. So now we have a video to play for all of you wonderful 78 kids and adults.
Hi, PS78. We're so excited to welcome my mentor, Mr. Andy King, as he is the co-founder of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program. Thank you for joining us today, as today we celebrate Black History Month and the importance of supporting our community. Thank you so much, PS78, for giving me the opportunity. Black history means pride to me. It shows how black people stood up even when things were unfair and still made change. When I learn about black leaders and innovators, it reminds me that our voices matter and that we could lead too.
To me, Black history is about learning from the past so we can do better in the future. It better helps me understand struggles people went through and why fairness and respect are so important today and tomorrow. Black history teaches lessons that still matter every single day.
Black history means celebrating our culture, our community, and our strength. It's about more than the past. It's about who we are today and who we can become. Black history should be celebrated and respected every day.
To me, Black History Month means learning about the people who helped our world be a better place. It reminds me to be proud of who I am and respect others. When I hear about leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks, it inspired me to be brave and kind. Black history shows that anyone, even kids and adults, can make a difference.
Black History Month is important to me because it shows how black people shape our country in science, art, music, and leadership. A lot of these stories weren't taught, so learning them helps give a fuller picture of history.
Black history means knowing where I come from. It helps me feel proud of my culture and the people who came before me. Learning Black history reminds me that everyone's story is important, including mine. So, what does Black history mean to you?
The Bronx Youth Empowerment Program, this is actually the 17th year that they're doing this. And many of you probably may not know that this is the 100th year that Black history is being celebrated officially in the United States of America. And yes, and we should give it up to Mr. Du Bois, Clarence G. Woodson, who did this in 1926. And in 1976, the U.S. Congress under President Gerald Ford declared February as Black History Month. So actually, with 50 years of Black History Month and 100 years of celebrating Black history in this country. And throughout all of that, there's been a lot of things that have happened over the course of time. A lot of people have made sacrifices. A lot of people have transitioned. A lot of people have got killed through the ugliness. But our story doesn't begin in enslavement in this country, which is the misconception how we are taught as children that black in America started with slavery. Well, black didn't start with slavery. We are kings and queens, as you heard Israel United in Christ share. And all of you, as you watch your teachers and you watch those that you emulate who are doing such wonderful work and who've made standards that you live by each and every day. One said person that we're going to talk about right now and share a video about, but first I want him to set the stage. This gentleman has done a lot of work under the tutelage of this day. As a New York City council member, I worked with him and a few other elected officials establishing. So I want you all to put your hands together to put Brother Sheikh Musa Drama, who will talk about Claudette Colvin Day.
Good morning. We are extremely honored to be in the presence of these beautiful, bright future leaders, not only of this nation, but the world. Let's give them a hand. You know, as we celebrate the month, February, it did not come just because some people wanted it to come. It came because some people demanded. In 1909, some blacks and whites joined together to form NAACP. After founding NAACP, they decided to do what PS 78 is doing, to bring up strong, educated youth to carry on. And they formed NAACP Youth Council. One of the students that was part of the Youth Council was this person that you're looking at, Claudette Colvin. So today, while we give so much credit to Rosa Parks, and she deserves every credit that we give her, the person that we must turn to and give even more credit is Claudette Colvin. And the reason for that is she did what Rosa Parks is credited for 9 months in advance. On March 2nd, 1955, she was one of 4 black girls that sat at the black section of a segregated bus, not the white section, but the black section, and she paid her fare. And the driver saw a white woman standing, and the driver told them, "You must get up so that the white woman will sit." All the 3 got up, and she refused. And the driver got angry. And Claudette Colvin told the driver, 3 people got up, there's enough seat for her. The driver said, a white person cannot sit in the same row with a black person. So it must be emptied. And she refused. So the driver called a police. Police came and roughed her up. And to make the long story short, not only was she part of the plaintiffs that took the governor to court, but she testified. And she told the court that it was her constitutional right not to get up. And that case, Browder versus Guile, brought the segregation, bus segregation, down permanently. And that case brought Dr. King to prominence. And that case has literally ended Jim Crow. But she never ever received what she's entitled to. In the 90s, I attended a meeting with Jesse Jackson in Harlem. And Jesse Jackson asked the audience, the room was packed with mostly black men and women, asked who did what Rosa Parks did 9 months earlier. Not one knew her, not one. I was there, not one. And Jesse Jackson said, not only there's a girl who did it, she was 15, but the girl lives in New York. Nobody knew. So I walk out of there and saying to myself, we don't know who we are. We don't know what happened. How can we move forward? If people in Harlem don't know Claudette Colvin and what she did, how can we move forward? And what are we teaching next generation? So it never escaped my mind. And then we began the process of correcting injustice. What we did was we reached out to all the elected officials and to ask them to recognize her as much as Rosa Parks is being recognized. Almost all of them refused, except Andy King, Jose Rivera, and Ruben Diaz, 3 elected officials who took on the cause. Even Montgomery, Alabama didn't do anything, nothing. So we took the course, and within few years, we were able to get Claudette Colvin Day, March 2nd, in Albany. We were able to get Claudette Colvin Way in Parkchester. By the way, the city council said it's not going to happen because she's alive and it is against the rules. We told the city council, you don't know what you're talking about. She's alive, but she changed the reason why you're there. Therefore, you're going to make exception. The guy said, we're not doing it. We said, you're going to do it. And then for months we fought until the speaker said, called me one day, said, my brother, come here, we'll do it for you. And then they passed that resolution that allows Claudette Colvin Way in the Bronx. After that, Alabama said, wait a minute, we must do something. And they also declared Claudette Colvin Day, and then we began the process of impunging the record, the illegal record that was part of her name. And in 2021, we were able to get it off. The government removed it. And then now we're working to making sure that, unfortunately, she passed a couple of months ago, but we're working to making sure that she receives the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I will end with this. My brothers were talking about, Judah and Jesus. I just came from Israel. I walked in Judea and Samaria. I took group to Israel often. And the best thing we can do is what PS7 is doing, to arm the future generation with knowledge. If we don't know who we are, we're not going anywhere. Slavery is just a small part of our history. Colonialism, same thing. Africa is the original birthplace of humanity. It is the cradle of civilization. It is where everything that we cherish in everywhere in the world started from. With that, you should be proud of who you are, and you should learn it and know it so that you will lead the next era. Thank you, and God bless. Let me give shout out to my brother. I also came to support my brother, one of the recipients, honoree today. Brother Charles is perhaps one of the best community volunteer, in New York, and with few words, but his actions has been all over the state. And I think all of you will be proud to know that she is among the recipients, and she just lost a wife of almost 60 years together. A wife of almost 60 years. So not only do we say congratulations to Charles, but we also send our condolences, for mourning, his love of almost 60 years. And Mr. King, Andy King, thank you so much. And your boss, Mrs. King, Thank you so much. And Mr. President, thank you so much. And thank you to all PS78 leaders. God bless you all, and let's keep it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in time, we're just going to ask you to take a moment. We're going to take a moment of silence, and we're going to pay homage and respect to the lady, one of the ladies who kicked a lot of things off, according to our story, Madam Claudette Colvin. Thank you. Right now, we have one more video we would like to show you at this time. And you heard me mention earlier, and you're going to continue to hear that our story didn't start being enslaved, but as we started growing and building our lives here, we had certain decor, we had certain flavor, we had certain style, you know, and we had a certain respect and manners and etiquette that made the family stable. Like I said, the black family strength was the black family. And we got to make sure that the day that our young children understand what it is to respect their parents, and our parents to respect their children, but respect collectively the black family, because when the black family thrives, the community survives. So we want to make sure that we continue to understand the images, because as I tell our young brothers, once you pick up your mind, your pants will follow. So look at how our brothers and sisters are dressing back when, and how we should emulate what tomorrow looks like. Let's give it up for us, for us. So we just wanted to give you a few images, especially you young souls, and, you know, understand what dress was like. We were sharp. We still sharp today. So, you know, and I will give this message to my brothers and parents and teachers, and we all know, we understand it. There was a movie one time called 12 Years a Slave. And if you ever saw that movie, it told the story of a free black man that was tricked into being captured and being sold back into slavery. But when they were talking about, and you watching the movie of some of the essence that were happening, one lady who was enslaved was whipped because she went to get a bar of soap, because she didn't want to smell like a horse or a pig. And she was whipped because she wanted to have a bar of soap to wash herself. Back then they fought to make sure that they were able to do stuff, get the ingredients to wash their hair or comb their hair. So I say to you, take pride in how you look. And I say it seriously and I say it jokingly. Don't get out of the bed and do this and just walk out the door. Brush your hair, comb your hair. Grooming means something. Look at the way we presented ourselves. You can never take away a first impression when you walk into somebody's room. So take ownership and pride in how you present yourself to yourself and to the public. We're going to bring back our MCs as we move forward to hear from our keynote speaker. Thanks again to the young souls in the room today.
Now introducing our keynote speaker, our New York City Community Director, Senior Director, George Patterson.
Okay, what time? Okay, it's still morning. Good morning.
So, my name is George Patterson. I am the Senior Executive Director of the Office of Community Schools for New York City Public Schools. So there are 419 community schools in New York City. I'm also the Senior Executive Director of an initiative called My Brother's Keeper and My Sister's Keeper for New York City Public Schools. I'm a former school administrator. I was a principal for 16 years. And Ms. Roberts, Principal Roberts, I know you're around there somewhere. I think you said 28 years. I'm right behind you. I'm in year 27. All right, so this week alone, I've been to like a host of meetings with professors from Cornell, with the chancellor. We presented yesterday at Fordham University. All of these what you would call high-level people, and I'm telling you, this is the best time that I've had this week being here with you guys and listening to the presenters. So, Mr. King and Ms. Roberts, we gotta find a way to make sure that My Brother's Keeper, because I can't support if we're not partnership. You get what I mean? So we have to make sure that My Brother's Keeper is locked in with the Youth Empowerment Program, okay? And then we can do our thing. Absolutely. I mean this like soon, like tomorrow soon. Let's meet this school, figure it out. All right. All right. One last thing I just want to say about myself, and then I'm going to get into, because it resonates with what was said today. We started an organization. When I say we, myself and a couple of my brothers, one of them you may know, former Chancellor, you had Bernard Gassaway, Shengo Blake, former Chancellor David Banks. We've started an organization called BU, and BU stood for Black Influences United. I had the opportunity to write a white paper, present it to the City Council. They approved it for $27 million, and we started the first mandated Black Studies curriculum for New York City schools. So a lot of what I heard today resonated, because a lot of that went into the curriculum, which was developed by a team called Burke over at Teachers College. So it tells the story of Black history, but it starts in Africa. It doesn't start in America in slavery or when we were enslaved. All right, let me get into it now. Lights came on, I'm glad we get to wake back up. I didn't know what I was gonna say when I got here, but from what I heard is leading me in this direction. Earlier it was mentioned that we normally look at Black history and hear about the M's, right? Martin, Malcolm, Medgar, Mandela, the Michaels, so on and so forth. But someone said earlier, they're like heroes in every community, unsung heroes that we never hear about. And I want to talk about 3 of them today, okay? So I'm gonna ask you guys to bear with me, and I'm gonna try to keep this. I was told I had 10 minutes, so I'm gonna try to keep it to that. And I'm going to talk about educators. Today is a very special day for me. Today is Friday, February 6th, It's part of Black History Month, but today was my father's birthday. My father would have been 86 today. My father was an educator in New York City. He was a professor for over 40 years at City College in NYU. But one of the things he's probably best known for is being an educational warrior who fought for educational justice. And I'm going to tell you guys a story, and I'm going to try to make it quick. Back in the 1960s, in Ocean Hill, Brownsville, you had a situation where Black students were being miseducated. They were being taught by only white teachers at that time, and the majority of them weren't really educated the way our students needed to be educated. Matter of fact, due to overcrowding, they started sending them to school on half-day schedules. Totally illegal. So if you had two brothers, one man went to school from, 9 to 12, and the other one 12 to 3. So you had three men who stood up. G2YUC, Albert Van, and Dr. Oliver Patterson, who was my father, right? And they went into the community, and they said, this isn't right. So they approached the mayor, and they told the mayor, if education isn't going to be done right in this community, we want control of this community. Why do you have to have control? And you know what? The mayor agreed. The mayor, not wanting a race riot, what had happened a couple of years earlier in Watts, California, gave these three men control of the Ocean Hill Brownsville School District, now known as, or probably back then known as District 23 in Brooklyn. So they walked into the schools. They didn't know they weren't supposed to do this because people had contracts, but all of the teachers who weren't teaching, they gave them pink slips. Yo, get out the school. Today's your last day. You get out the school. And then they hired teachers who cared, teachers who made school like home, made school feel good, teachers that wanted culturally responsive teaching and learning, teachers that empowered kids, people that partnership with families. So then, the crucial part of all of this was they allowed, the women in the community volunteered to come in droves. The women in the community came in and really took charge of the school. So they hired great teachers, both black and white, and then they had these women that volunteered to come in. And what they created was like this beautiful mosaic, a place where students wanted to be, because they were taught what you were taught here today. They were taught for the first time about themselves. They were told that they were great. They were lifted up. No more were they treated poorly and their spirits killed when they came into school. Conversely, they were told that you were young kings and queens and you could be anything you want. Their history was explored. And for the first time, these students that everyone said wouldn't be anything started striving. Albert Shanker was the president of the UFT at the time. And he got very upset. The UFT is the teachers union. And Albert Shanker went to the mayor and said, this is ridiculous. You can't do this. And Albert Shanker said, if you don't end this right now, I'm going to pull out every teacher out of every school in New York City. And you know what? That's what he did. Because these three men stood up for young people just like y'all to make sure you guys had and girls had a future, the whole system was shut down. There was no teaching going on in New York City from September to November with a total teacher strike. But what's interesting, the only place that there was teaching going on was in Ocean Hill, Brownsville. So when you hear Ocean Hill-Brownsville teachers strike, that was the only community that kept education going through the volunteerism of the community residents while this teachers strike existed. Why is that important? Why is that important? Right? Because what they did led to the community school boards, right, that existed in the 70s and 80s. It led to community control. You see this on the table every time that we get a new mayor. Is it mayoral control or community control? That was started by Ocean Hill-Brownsville. It started with principals leading through a collaborative lens. Instead of saying, this is my school, they started saying, this is our school. Partnershiping with community members like we have in the front row here, right? So now, a lot of this is the norm. Back then it wasn't. When you hear about great educators like Adelaide Sanford, she became part of that move. Adelaide Sanford gave birth to Chancellor Dr. Lester Young, who became part of that movement. And Dr. Young started MBK and MSK in New York State. So notice where all of this stems from, where all of this comes from. But you wouldn't notice, as KRS-One once said, if you weren't shown. So please make sure, as we were said earlier, you do your readings, you read, you know where you come from. You guys stand on the shoulders of greatness and you have no idea who is sacrificed so you can be in those chairs right now. So make sure you take advantage of it and you do the very best. We don't go for kids who don't behave and kids who show up late for school with a poor excuse. Not when people risk everything so you guys can be in the position that you're in today. Okay? I'm going to leave you guys on that note. Thank you so much again, George Patterson.
Miss Eva King.
Thank you. Let's wait for her to come up here. We are at that moment in time where we want to give credit to everyone who shines. If you shining up here, raise your hand. Okay, I'll put it to you this way. If you were smart, raise your hand. If you're human, raise your hand. If you believe in yourself, raise your hand. All right. If God got you, raise your hand. All right. Hey, matter of fact, let's put a hand together for our keynote speaker, George Madison. He was great. That was a great day. Come on. Make some noise for Brother George. So right now, we want to say thank you to a few folks. I mentioned to you all earlier that the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program is currently in its 21st year. In November, we finished our 20th year. And at that point, we had a celebration. Seven, can I get you up here for a second? Quickly. Give Mr. Neighbor a hand, please. All right. So one of the things they did, we said thank you to a number of folks who've done so much to help the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program over the 20th years, from the Mall of Bay Plaza, Workman Circle, the public school system, 371, so many others. But one person we wanted to say thank you to is schedule. Couldn't get him here because he does a lot of work. Not only is he the founder of Make the Grade Foundation, but he's part of one of the longest standing black radio stations in the city of New York, in the tri-state area. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, when I was a kid listening to the radio station, there was a gentleman who said, if Frankie Clark ain't on your radio ain't really on. You know, this gentleman takes the wing, he's the wingman. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage from 107.5 WPLS, the good Dr. Bob Lee.
say thank you for being a part of our program. When we started 20 years ago, I remember you got us on at BronxNet on Open TV, and Bob Lee was doing so much to making sure that the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program was recognized. Let's give it up for the good doctor.
WBLS. Oh, wait a minute. You quoted a lot of people on WBLS, Hal Jackson, Frankie Crocker, Vaughn Harper, but you know you said something very, very important that we still stand by. People pay attention to people who participate. Andy King, give him a big round of applause, everybody. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. You know, we've been following you guys for a long time. We've been putting you on the radio. You've been coming on BronxNet because you are doing something special. PS 78. This guy was sitting in the seat with you, right where you sat. He sat. Give Andy King another big round of applause. And give yourself a big round of applause. In fact, let me hear you say, ho! Say ho, ho! All the ladies in the house say, ah! Somebody scream! PS 78. I'm gonna say one more thing. And you know, he always put me to work, but it's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to let you know before we start giving out the awards that Black History Month is so very, very important because Black History Month is American history and then some. I wrote a book, well I have a series now, book 1, 2, 3, and 4, People to Know in Black History and Beyond. Beyond because we should be celebrating way past 1 month, right? And because we recognize the shoulders that we stood on to get us where we are today, and we got to recognize that there are still people out here today doing great things. So Black History and Beyond. And one other thing, did you know that there were 3 young ladies who helped propel astronauts into space in the 60s? Remember Hidden Figures? It was a book first, then they did a movie. That made me say, oh, wait a minute, I'm old as hell, and I didn't know that. So there's a lot more out there, and that's why I write these books. I'm going to give these books to the library, and Andy King, I'll give them to you. You give to the library. Volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4, People to Know in Black History and Beyond. Thank you so much, everyone.
Well, right now we want to say thank you and give out a few awards to some of you, and it reads like this. The first award we want to read, and it goes out and it says like this. And actually, I'm going to call him back to the stage, and we want to say thank you as we celebrate our history. We're going to ask Brother George Patterson, can you make your way back to the stage? Let's give it up. Come on, our first honoree for today. And it reads, on this 100-year recognition of Black history in America, we celebrate and thank you for all you have done over your life and career to be a beacon of influence in our community. Let's give it up for Mr. George Patterson. The next honoree we want to bring up is a young sister. Yeah, we all young over here, just some are younger than others. And we want to say thank you because she's done a lot of work in the neighborhood, a lot of work in the community. She cares, volunteers her time when she can, but more importantly, she's dedicated. And that's when we start talking about celebrating our history, celebrating those who show up for the community every day, not because of a dollar, but because they truly and genuinely care. We want to recognize our next honoree, the president of the NYPD 47th Precinct Community Affairs. Let's give it up. Let's give it up, Cheryl McNair. Awesome sauce. Like I said, people.
I am just so excited to be here with you. And there's nothing greater than to be recognized, just not for my work, but to be recognized in front of young people. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm so proud that you are the future leaders of tomorrow. You are my passion. And if there's anything that that I can ever do to support you, I am there for you. And to Yep, thank you so much for this honor. To my fellow honorees, it's my privilege and pleasure to be honored with you. Thank you for all that you do and serve.
Thank you. Honorees, once you get your award, just please have a seat on stage. Our next honoree goes to, yes, this young man I've had the privilege of working and knowing in government, and actually at one point when the U.S. Virgin Islands was going through hurricanes, we pulled together relief, sent out food, sent out clothing, and actually we traveled out to St. Thomas and delivered a whole bunch of toys for the children during the holiday season. He's a dynamic young man, cares, gives, and he's strong at what he does. Ladies and gentlemen, our next honoree, I want y'all to put your hands together for Mount Vernon Council Member, Brother Andre Hollis.
Thank you. I appreciate this. Let me tell you something. The last award I received was from Joe Biden, the President of the United States, about a year and a half ago. But I want to tell you something. This award means more to me than that, because this is about you, which is about us. And everything I sat there and heard today from my brothers, from the Israelites all the way across, this is information that we need to know, because I've been in this situation before growing up. I didn't go to this school, but I was in the Bronx. I was in PS 92, and I sat in those chairs, and I came up. But I remember during that time being the darkest kid in the school, and not only being the darkest kid in my neighborhood, and I used to be teased and made fun of because I didn't know who I was at that time. I didn't know the power. See, people, there's such thing as called, when people want to restrain you, you are oppressed. They oppress you not because you're less than, because you're more than. And you're powerful. That is what makes fear amongst others to say these things about you. Whether you're tall, short, fat, handsome, good looking. None of that matters, because we're all beautiful in God's eyes, and one another, and it all comes from inside. We are to others who we show ourselves to be. I want all you guys to just remember, whenever you out there, ask yourself, who are you being? And how do you want to present yourself? Because that is the most important thing in life. Malcolm X said it well. Knowledge is great, but it's just information. But when not applied properly, okay, there is a big difference between just having information and having power. What you want to do is have power. And by you getting educated and learning and understanding, you have to put something behind it called action. We could all know a lot of things, but if there's no action and discipline behind it, it's just information. And that is good to know, but it's better to be in action and be able to do what you have to do, so that you could be what you want to be. And you could be anything that you want to be. You just have to stand up, stand firm, stand strong, and move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. Our next honoree, I want to bring this brother up. I don't know, I had the privilege of knowing him for about a good 8 years right now, and in the last 4 years, I think he's had like more arms than anybody know. He manages a group of men in the city of New York that's in his 60th year as well. So I want to welcome to the stage and say thank you, congratulations to the Executive Director of 100 Black Men of New York, who do so much down there, but Brother Eric Glenn, come on there, brother, let's give it up.
of New York, our president, Robert Brown, all of our members, our board of trustees, I want to say thank you, Brother King. The 100 Black Men was an organization that was founded for the amelioration of Black people, for the betterment of Black people. That means we were built to protect our children, to protect our women, to support our businesses. And when I look into the audience and I see all these young scholars before me, it reminds me of our mission, why we're here, what it is we are to do, and it reminds me that we have an obligation to make sure that the world is a better place for you. Programs like the program that Brother King has put together are the first step to you being the great people that you always will be. But as an educator, as a former educator, I will also want to remind you to remember to always do the work. Always do the work. When you do the work and you get an A, you're not surprised. When you do the work and you come out at the top of the heap, you're not surprised. But as an educator, and one of the things that we also like to say is, you model the behavior you see every day. I want you to do the work. I do the work. Brother King does the work. Your teachers do the work. That's all an example for you to continue to do the work. You are amazing. Have a wonderful Black History life. Celebrate it every day. And again, on behalf of 100 Black Men, I'm Eric Clayette. Thank you for having me. Thank you for this honor.
Let's give it up for 100 Black Men, New York. Our next honoree is a young man who, as I call, he's one of our seasoned individuals, known for his longevity, known for all the volunteer work that he does. He's an elder, a retired NYPD detective, and I want to thank him. Let's bring it up, put our hands together for the #1 community volunteer and elder, Brother Charles Owen!
Andy, I gotta thank you and your beautiful wife for allowing me this opportunity. But let me tell you, this award does not go to me. It goes to all of these young people out here who are our future leaders. I was never so surprised, never so impressed with my entire life. You guys brought tears to my eyes and brought happiness to my heart. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here for me, and thanking you all, because just a few weeks ago, as my friend Sheikh Musa mentioned, I just lost my wife, who's been with me for 57 years. I'm sad inside, but I'm happy as well. So I have a mixed feeling. So Annie, thank you for giving me the opportunity. These kids taught me something that I haven't seen in a long time, as pride and happiness for my future leaders. Thank you once again for having me.
Let's give it up for Charles. Oh, 57 years, that's a blessing. So when you make that commitment, it is for to death do us part. So it is a commitment. So when you say I do, that means it's forever. All right now, our next honoree. This young lady. This young lady. Every time I give her a call, whether it's a text, she gets back to me, she helps me navigate it, and she helps me get it right. And I want to thank her because she was the point person for the queen and the captain of the ship here. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, from PS 78, that's still super great, your assistant principal, we want to congratulate Sister Shamika Williams!
Thank you so much for this honor. I just want you to know that this grounds me in my purpose. I come here every day for my student leaders, and I will continue to do so.
All right. Now we know in the classroom it doesn't work unless you got somebody in the classroom who knows what they're doing. And I want to say thank you to every educator that knows what they're doing. Because not everybody in the classroom knows what they're doing. And that means what? If you don't know what you're doing, then go sell Amway. But at PS 78, they get it right, and we want to recognize one of your great educators here. Let's give it up to Francine Vasquez! Miss Vasquez, Miss Vasquez, Miss Vasquez, Miss Vasquez. Call her, Miss Vasquez.
Thank you.
I like that. Russell Simmons in the house. You go, girl. Next, we want to say thank you because no house is ever satisfied if the economics aren't flowing right. And this young sister makes sure the economics are right for every educator, every vendor, everybody who walks into the room. So we want to say thank you and congratulations not only to one of the best secretaries, but one of the greatest financial secretaries, PS 78 as elf the author. Let's congratulate Robin Robertson! They're looking at us like, oh, she must be Robinson. She said her knees hurt. Just wait. Just wait till you soon say thank you. Our next honoree, for those of us who live in this neighborhood, which is all of us, there is a group that does a lot of work in making sure that we stay safe. There's a group that does a lot of work to make sure that some of our brothers and sisters who are having some challenging times get it better on day 2. There are a lot of brothers and sisters who've made some mistakes in their lives and taken a path that's taken them to hard times. But then we want to make sure once they return back to us, they're in good hands. And this organization has done such wonderful work, and this young man does a lot of work to make sure that he interrupts violence before it happens, save young men and sisters from hurting themselves and hurting the community. He's out here every day strong, sun up to sundown. When there is a call to protect young people, he's there for that call. And I want you to thank him that he can offer a lot of wisdom to you to help you before you walk down that dark road. He always has a light to shine on you. Ladies and gentlemen, from Stand Up to Violence, Stand Up Against Violence, Stand Up anything that has to do with violence, we want to welcome our good brother, Philip Irving from SUP.
God bless you, Andy. God bless all of you that's here. You know, this is an honor. I'm definitely humbled, and this is an honor. But I can't accept this without inviting my team. Because like the principal started this today, she said she wouldn't be able to do her job without her team. And I have a fabulous team. Some of them are here, some of them is at the hospital, and some of them is on their way to work. But from Carter Dawkins Hamilton, my executive director, the executive team, the outreach team, the supervisors, the program managers, the executive assistants, the administrative assistants, we have social workers, we have case managers, we have hospital responders. We have a serious team to help get rid of these guns off the street. We want to save you and help you, the youth. Y'all here in the school and y'all safe. But we want to continue to take the guns out of the street. And we always better together. God bless you all.
Let's put it up for Parkersville. And we want to thank Stand Up to Violence because after we finish here, courtesy of them, we got some pizza. We got some pizza. We're going to eat some pizza. And our final award for this afternoon today could not be possible. Matter of fact, let me tell you, there was a couple of entities that made today possible. The first one was the Most High in Christ. The second one was the Most High in Christ. And the third one is our next honoree, someone who was a dynamic leader, the captain of the ship, as I call her, who has a wonderful team. Each and every day she shows up and makes sure that y'all show up with academic excellence. Put your hands together. Celebrate your leader, Principal Jerry. It's the captain. It's the captain.
Thank you, student leaders, and thank you, Mr. King. Student leaders, you were wonderful this morning. You make me proud. Teachers, thank you. You also make me proud. Families, thank you for coming out. You make me proud. Thank you.
This is a story of a little boy named Theo who woke up one morning and asked his mother, "Mom, what if there were no black people in the world?" Well, his mother thought about it for a moment and then said, "Son, follow me around today and let's just see what it would be like if there were no black people in the world." Mom said, "Now go get dressed and we will get started." Theo ran to his room, put on his clothes and shoes. His mother took one look at him and said, "Theo, where are your shoes?" "And those clothes were wrinkly, son. I must iron them." But when he reached for the iron board, it was no longer there. So you see, Sarah Boone, a black woman, invented the iron board. Jan E. Mag. I don't know how to say it. A black man who invented the shoe-leader machine.
"Oh well," she said, "please go and do something to your hair." Theo ran in his room to comb his hair, but the comb was not there. You see, Walter Simmons, a black man, invented the comb. Theo decided to brush his hair, but the brush was gone. You see, India, old woman, a black female, invented the brush. Well, this was a sight. No shoes, wrinkled clothes, hairy mess. Even Mom's hair without the hair inventions of Madam C.J. Walker. Well, you get the picture.
Mom told Theo, "Let's do our chores around the house and take a trip to the grocery store." Theo's job was to sweep the floor. He swept and swept and swept. He reached for the dustpan, but it's not there. You see, Lord P. Ray, a black man, invented the dustpan. So he swept his pile of dirt over in the corner and left it there. He decided to mop the floor, but the mop was gone. You see, Thomas W. Stewart, a black man, invented the mop. Theo yelled to his mom, "Mom, I'm not having any luck." "Well, son," she said, "let me finish washing these clothes and we will prepare a list for the grocery store." When the wash was done, she placed the clothes in the dryer, but it was not there. You see, George T. Simon, a black man, invented the clothes dryer.
Mom asked Theo to go get a pencil and some paper to prepare their list for the market. So Theo ran out for the paper and pencil, but noticed the pencil lead was broken. Well, as he was out of luck, John Love, a black man, invented the pencil sharpener. Mom reached for a pen, but it was not there because William Purvis, a black man, invented the fountain pen. As a matter of fact, the Lee Bridge invented the typewriting machine. W.A. Lovett, the advanced printing press. Theo and his mother decided to head out the market. Well, when Leo opened the door, he noticed the grass was high as he was told. You see, the lawnmower was invented by John Blair, a black man.
They made their way over to the car
You see, Richard Spikes, a black man, invented the automatic gear shift, and Joseph Gamble invented the supercharged system for internal combustion engines. They noticed that the few cars that were moving were running into each other in rapid wrecks because there were no traffic signals. You see, Gary A. Morgan, a black man, invented the traffic light. Well, it was getting late, so they walked to the market, got their groceries, and returned home. Just when they were about to put away the milk, eggs, and butter, they noticed the refrigerator was gone. John Standard, a black man, invented the refrigerator. So they just left the food on the counter.
By this time, Theo noticed he was getting mighty cold. Mom went to turn up the heat, and what do you know? Alice Parker, a black female, invented the heating furnace. Even in the summer, would have been out of luck because Frederick Jones, a black man, invented the air conditioner. It was almost time for Theo's father to arrive home. He takes the bus, but there was no bus because its precursor was the electric trolley invented by another black man, Albert R. Robinson.
He usually takes the elevator from his office on the 20th floor, but there was no elevator because Alexander Miles, a black man, invented the elevator. He also usually drops off the office mail at a nearby mailbox, but it was no longer there because Philip Downing, a black man, invented the letter drop mailbox, and William Berry invented the postmarking and canceling machine.
Theo and his mom were sitting at the kitchen table. His dad walked in and asked, "Why are you sitting in the dark?" Why? Because Lewis Howard Lattimore invented the Flammable and the light bulb.
Theo quickly learned what it would be like if there was no black people in the world. Not to mention, if he was ever sick and needed blood, Charles Drew, a black scientist, found a way to preserve and store blood, which led to his starting the world's first blood bank. And what if a family member had to have heart surgery? This would not have been possible without Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, a black doctor who performed the first open heart surgery. So, if you ever wonder, like Theo, where would we be without black people? Well, it's pretty plain to see. We would still be in the dark.